Millions were enjoying a normal morning before one of the deadliest disasters in history began. In December 2004, millions of people across countries surrounding the Indian Ocean began their day normally. Families relaxed on tropical beaches. Tourists walked along the coastline. Fishermen prepared their boats before sunrise. Hotels and restaurants slowly filled with people enjoying the holiday season. Everything appeared peaceful. But deep beneath the Indian Ocean, near Indonesia, enormous pressure had been building for years along massive tectonic plates hidden beneath the ocean floor. Then suddenly, the Earth violently shifted. A gigantic undersea earthquake struck with incredible force. The earthquake was one of the most powerful ever recorded in human history. The energy released beneath the ocean floor triggered a massive series of tsunami waves racing across the Indian Ocean at terrifying speeds. But at first, many people near the coastline had no idea what had happened. In several areas, there were no tsunami warning systems, no emergency alerts, no evacuation orders. Minutes later, strange changes began appearing along the shoreline. The ocean suddenly started pulling away from beaches at an unnatural speed. Water rapidly disappeared from coastal areas, while large sections of the sea floor became exposed. Fish flopped across wet sand as boats tilted sideways in shallow water. Confused crowds gathered near the beaches, watching the ocean retreat. Some people walked farther onto the exposed sea floor, trying to understand what was happening. Many had never seen anything like it before. But far out in the distance, disaster was approaching. A massive wall of water was racing across the ocean. The tsunami waves moved with enormous power and speed. As the waves approached land, panic finally began spreading through coastal communities. People started running. Parents searched desperately for their children. Drivers attempted to escape crowded streets. Then suddenly, the tsunami struck. Enormous waves slammed into beaches, hotels, villages, and entire cities with devastating force. Buildings collapsed as floodwaters surged through streets carrying cars, boats, trees, and debris. In some areas, the water swept far inland, destroying everything in its path. Survivors desperately climbed rooftops, trees, and tall buildings, trying to escape the rising water. Families became separated in the chaos. Across Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and several other countries, the destruction unfolded within hours. Entire communities disappeared beneath the floodwaters. Communication systems failed in many regions, while rescue teams struggled to understand the scale of the disaster. Tourist areas filled with people from around the world were heavily affected. At beaches that had been peaceful only moments earlier, survivors now searched destruction and debris. Hospitals quickly became overwhelmed. Emergency workers, volunteers, and rescue teams rushed into flooded areas, searching for survivors. Helicopters flew over destroyed coastlines, while ships and military forces joined rescue operations. But the damage was catastrophic. Roads were destroyed. Entire neighborhoods had vanished. In many areas, survivors had little access to food, clean water, or medical care. As news footage spread around the world, millions watched in shock. The scale of the disaster seemed almost impossible to comprehend. The tsunami affected multiple countries across thousands of kilometers of coastline. More than 200,000 people lost their lives during the catastrophe. Millions more were displaced from their homes. For many survivors, the emotional impact lasted long after the floodwaters disappeared. Families searched for missing loved ones. Communities worked to rebuild destroyed homes, schools, businesses, and towns. In the years following the disaster, many countries invested heavily in new tsunami warning systems and emergency response networks designed to detect future threats earlier. Scientists also studied the disaster carefully to better understand tsunami behavior and improve coastal safety worldwide. Even decades later, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami remains one of the deadliest and most devastating natural disasters in recorded history. It changed millions of lives forever and reminded the world how powerful and unpredictable nature can be. To this day, survivors still remember the terrifying moment the ocean suddenly disappeared, moments before disaster arrived. What would you do if the sea suddenly vanished in front of you?